Hey, this is Dave of Dave Trains, and this is my layout update number 24. And before I get into that, if you notice that the first of the video has kind of got a new logo, and if you would put down in the comments what you think about it, I'd really appreciate it. I think it looks pretty neat. I can't take credit for it. Some friends of ours, their daughter went to college and worked on videography, I guess, and computers, and not sure what her degree is in, but subscribe to her. I'll put the link to her channel below, and you can visit her channel and see the one video she has out demonstrating her abilities. So anyway, without further ado, we will get into what I finished and other things that I've done here on the layout and what some plans are. So let me turn this camera off and turn it around and show what's going on. Alright, as you can see, the Woods furniture, I finally finished it. I had a lot of trouble with this model. The walls were warped, and all the little details that you see here took a tremendous amount of filing and scraping, and they were pretty rough also. But in the end, I think I got it knocked out pretty good. I'll turn it around here and let you look at it. It's not a bad kit. It's a good looking kit, really. And who's to say that a lot of the trouble with it might have been me, since I've not put a model of this size together in a long time. It does come with a lot of great small details. If you notice the side, the business side of it for a model railroad, I've not put the dock in yet, and that's because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put this on the layout. I have another big building similar to this that I want to put together next, and once I do that, then I can figure out exactly where I want to put it, and I also will try my hand at doing some scratch building. I've already got a building picked out, and I've got some materials ordered, waiting for those to get in, and we'll probably do that in the future after I do this other kit. I'll get that done. But it's a nice kit. Like I said, it has a lot of detail parts. Painted up good. I weathered it just very little. I'm not very good at weathering. I've not done enough of it. And the thing in my mind, when you're doing weathering, if you're really good at it, your rolling stock and locomotives look really good. But if you're not, they don't. So that's why I leave my stuff unweathered. I weather my buildings a little bit, but all in all, this is fine for me. So anyway, it comes with a little burner. The wood shavings get burned off; they're not collected. But anyway, I finally got that done after complaining and moaning and groaning to everybody about it. I finally beat that. So let me turn the camera off and show you something else I've been doing. Okay, I'll try to hold the camera still, but this is the little propane area that I've got. I basically took a pattern of this area that I wanted, and then just traced it off on some styrene, and I didn't use the signs that I do normally for my roads. I used the thicker, I think it's the .04, I'm not sure. But because I wanted to kind of get close to the road up here, and painted it the Woodland Scenics concrete paint. Next thing I need to do is put a little fence in this area. There is, I gotta turn my train off. No! I had a wreck there. Anyway, no harm, no foul, I guess. So anyway, I've got to put a fence around it, and I've watched a few tutorials on how people do fencing. I think I'm going to do something a little bit different, mainly because that's what I have on hand without buying anything more than normal. This styrene I just used the Gorilla Glue to hold this down. All the styrene that I put right on the foam, that works really well. Even the foam layers, I use Gorilla Glue, and that holds it pretty good. So that'll be my next thing that I work on is the fencing. Then I'll go over here and do the little chemical plant. I might order some more tanks for it. I'm not quite sure. Just one step at a time. The little kit that I just showed you, it had all kinds of little detail parts. Had some of these little propane tanks, which I won't use on the that kit, but they come out here good for this little propane business, and I think I'll get. I think that'll look pretty good. So anyway, so instead of making you tremendously sick here, let's go around slowly but surely, and you can see I have finished the main. Whoop, wrong way. The main line for the whole layout. If you're new to the channel, what I basically have is a loop, a long loop, and inside will be a switching layout inside of it. My layout is basically in the late 50s, 60s, early 70s of the town that I live in, and they had a lot of furniture businesses, and I've added some other things, some other businesses I'm going to build, but that's basically what it's going to be is a switching layout. I might put something like a switching puzzle. It's just me. No one else wants to fool with it, so it's whatever I want to do. But I think that's the rate I'm going to go. So I've already completed that. I just need to get a piece of paper and pencil and figure out exactly how I'm going to do it. This line basically will even act like a passing line, because I can get off the switch in the back over there and basically come back around and go through this little area of the town and little storage tracks. So that will be the next thing that's going to happen is, of course, the propane tanks and the chemical tank, and in the meantime try to figure out the inside of my loop that I'm going to have to do. Alright, so let me turn this camera off and jump back in front of it. Okay, that's the update for this week. I was doing pretty good. Thought I'd get my video out a few days earlier, but we've had, between me and my neighbor, we've had about, I don't know, 4 or 5 trees cut down, and so it's been pretty loud around here. And so they finally finished, except for a little bit of cleanup. So that's always a good thing. Don't want any trees hitting the house. But anyway, as always, if you want to follow along on my little in-scale journey, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to smash that little bell icon so you get notified of any new videos that I put out. And hey, as always, give a thumbs up if you like the video. Really appreciate you watching. You have a great and safe week. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.